Hi everyone, welcome to Humble Budgets. My name is Nicole. Let's get on into today. We have a lot on the agenda. I'm going to start debt tracking with you guys, as well as mapping out my finances. And then I would like to show you some of the things I've created that are over on my Ko-fi shop that you might be interested in if you're just getting on to the bandwagon of stuffing as well. So let's get on into today's video. So starting out today, let's go ahead and show you some of the freebies that are available. Some of these are newer, like these three here. You can kind of tell why. These are for the 4th of July. I know these are going out a little bit late, but you know, it doesn't hurt considering next month we got Patriot Day, Constitution Day, and all that everything in September. So these would be a really nice thing to start on. I personally prefer to do like a roll and save with these, and you know, how much I roll is how much I save kind of thing. I don't really care for the numbers, but I know a lot of people do. So if you are into it, go ahead and do it. And again, you can make these games be whatever. If you can't like do these large amounts, you can always customize it to however you want. That's the reason why I love cash stuffing, is you literally make it your own. Then I have some of these here. These are from the original Humble Budget starter pack, if you must. I just love this bee. I don't know why I love the watercolor bees. Home Sweet Cake. You can save $84 with this. And again, I know my printer does not print them out that well. Maybe your printer is better. But you could do 10, 12, 8, 6, kind of in the evens. Another roll and save for me. You can save $75 with this one. I don't know if you can see that well. Again, I know my camera's not like wanting to correct itself right now. And last but not least, now I did have this one in a game. We used the money because me and my husband went on a date night. So I am going to be scratching this, well, I already scratched it clean. And again, you can kind of see my printer does not do a good enough job. It like puts a bunch of lines in it. But I promise you this is a lot better than you think. So these are just some of the games that I have produced since starting my channel. I believe 3 are like the original 3, which would be these 3. I think these are now priced at $1, whereas everything else is up for grabs for free right now. So go over and grab your freebie while you can. So that's the current creations as of now. Strike that. I do have a few more. I'm going to put it up here because I did not laminate them yet. I don't know if I'm going to laminate all of them per se, but they're going to be the resource pages. I produced a budget sheet, so for those that want to budget and they don't feel comfortable writing on lined paper, I just prefer to use lined paper. It's however you want to do. So let's go ahead and get into our debts first. Alright, so busting out the binder. I kind of made it a little fancy, so I'm sorry if this might upset some of y'all. I redid the calendar. I've been also making my things a little prettier for me so that they're easier to read, so don't be too upset at that. I promise you. I'm not doing anything wonky here. So let's go all the way to the back, grab my paper. Ooh, good. Left them out. Alright. And now we're just going to start with the debt tracker. So in the debt tracker, we're going to just go ahead and add some line paper. You can get like a 100-pack from Walmart for a couple bucks. So again, it's not to break the bank. That's what I want my channel to really emphasize, is that you don't got to break the bank to budget. So I'm also just going to bust out a ruler my kid let me borrow, so that you can kind of see how things work. Okay, so now I'm just going to make a series of 6 lines on my paper. Nothing fancy. I mean, you could have them as whichever way you want. This is just how I'm choosing to do it. Again, to each their own. do what it makes sense to you. So with that said, I'm now going to label the top of them. This is going to be the creditor, the one that I owe. This is going to be what is due, like the payment that needs to be done. The minimum that needs, or sorry, this is going to be the date. So let's put date due, minimum. Let's make this the balance. And then let's make this a goal so that we can maybe add more. That way we can snowball it. And then I'm going to make a special one. If I paid it off, I'm just going to check it. So I'm going to call this an official tracker. Nothing fancy. Nothing fancy at all. So, I mean, literally, you can. Okay. I don't know what happened with my camera there. I'm so sorry. So let's go ahead and get on into what is going on. So I currently don't have any major debt other than what I would classify as living expenses. But to some people, those are still debts. So the first one is I have a car note. All right. And that is due twice a month. So I'm going to put 2 times a month. And we have that set up through our credit union. And that is pulled out every single time we get paid. And the minimum that they pull out would be $250. We could probably add more to that. If not, that's great. So the current car that we have, it is $7,322.13. And I would like to try to have it knocked out as soon as possible. So let's go ahead and try to put $25 or $50 more, and no, we are not paid off. Then I have a leasing agreement through Aaron's for some furniture, and that too is also pulled out 2 times a month, and that is a total of $60. And the current total for the furniture is $1,406.75. And I currently don't have a goal for this. So we're just going to keep it at the 120 until it's paid off. Because in all truth, I use this to grow my credit than anything else. And it's because they actually act just like a credit card, in case you did not know that. Now, because I haven't actually did the budgeting video with you, there's a surprise on here. And this is why I'm busting this out. We have another new car note that we are responsible for. This is going to be 1 time a month, and it is due 7/26, and it's a total of $262, and it is currently for $10,119.72. So I'm just going to try to make it work with the 202 at this time and go from there. So those are my current debts. I don't know if you count those as debts for you, but to me, I'd rather make sure that I'm making good on what I'm paying. So now let's go ahead and get on into the mapping so we can go through making sure our debts are accounted for. Okay. So switching over, you're just going to go to our debts, or sorry, not our debts, our mapping section. And I'm going to turn to a blank page, as well as I'm going to pull out my calendar. And as you remember the last video, I told you I was going to update it, and sure enough, I did. So this is what we're looking at for our current bills. I try to put everything possible on my paydays, so instantly they come out and go from there. So I don't have to really worry about them. As of now, I have to add water, trash, electric, and internet to here, and we'll see how that works. With this being what is going on with all the schedules and with the new changes, let's go ahead and see what the budget is breaking down into. So again, I just divide the paper the best I can into a couple columns. Sorry about that. My cat's knocking things over. She's ran to her food. I'm so sorry about that. So let's go ahead and get on into it. So this is our budget for the week of 7/30. $326. First part, we like to see how much we're dealing with, which would be income. So the husband, he came in with $703. Myself, it's my usual $1,230. And I can't do simple math in my head at all with this. Save my life. So let's bust out a calculator real quick. All right. So we have 703 plus 1230. That is a total of $1,933. Now let's move over to our debts. As of now, I only have two major ones that I have to worry about at the second, which would be the old car note. Then we have the furniture loan, which is $125 for the car note and then $60 for that. This will be changing in just a little bit, and I'll explain that because this is simple math for me to do. I can tell that's $185. All right, next we're going to move on to our bill section. So here we have quite a few bills to take care of. We have electric, we have water, we have trash service, we have internet, and that's it for now. So let's go ahead and see their totals. This was $180. This was $55. This is like $179 and a change. I round up on my bills and round down on my income. And that's because I want to leave at least a little buffer in there. So a couple bucks does not really hurt me. So hopefully that doesn't upset any of y'all. I'm not trying to be like hiding anything. I'm trying to be as transparent as possible. I don't see $10 being off $10 in my account is something newsworthy. Maybe you do. I'm sorry. All right, so let's go ahead and add this up. 180 plus 55 plus 87 plus 115. That is a total of $437. All right. So next, let's go on to our living expenses. This is what's going to make us feel human. First thing, we're going to need gasoline for our cars. So for him, we're looking at $50. For myself, we're looking at $50. Then we need some groceries. We need to eat food, just like anybody else. And that is going to be $176. I already did my grocery order with Walmart. So, being out here in Texas, kind of in the boonies of Texas of all things, people get really patriotic. So that's why I did my nails this time. Very patriotic. Yes, I do my own nails. I got a little kit off of Amazon called Modelo. So if you're into that, go ahead. Then long story short, we only have Walmart within 20 miles from us. Outside of that, we'd have to travel at least an hour and a half to get to like a Costco or anything like that. So we don't really have access to good grocery stores. So I did my Walmart grocery order. I already picked it up. I know it's $176 through their application that they'd have. So yeah. Next is the big problem that we had. I had to go get a new car, not by choice, but my old car, we called him Stitch. He's a silver 2011 Kia Sorento. He started having some major mechanical issues, and it seems like every 2 months we had to put him into the auto body shop to get repairs. And it wasn't easy repairs. They're $500, $600, sometimes a couple $1,000 worth of damage. So trying to get control of your budget, it kind of made you realize that we're just throwing money away for repairs on a very old car, because it was a 2011 Kia Sorento with 322,000 miles. Anyone out there can tell you that's a big problem. So we needed a new car. I finally sucked it up. I finally bit the bullet. We now have a 2019 red Kia Sorento, and I had to put $500 down for payments to start and all that. So I'm not happy about that, but we needed to do it. We needed to bite the bullet, and we do got the money. We are good with saving and all that. So last but not least will be our allowance. So 40 is for me and my husband. So, and then we have 2 children at the moment at home. So we try to give them a little spending cash too. So that's for son 1 and that is for son 2. So that is a total of $100. So let's go ahead and add that up. So we got 100 for gasoline, 176 for groceries, 500 for the new car, and then $100 for allowance. And that is going to leave us with $876. Now let's go ahead and do the easiest way you could break this down. Take your income, which is $193. We are going to subtract that from debts, which is $185. We're going to subtract our bills, which is $437. Then we're going to subtract our living expenses, which is $876. And this is going to give us our remaining savings. So let's see what we're saving and putting into our saving challenges. 1933, subtract 185, subtract 437, subtract 876. That looks to be $435 for savings. And as you know, I like to use a game called Fast Money just to get it into the binder so I don't touch them anymore. But that is going to change now that I officially have 12 some odd games, different games. I'm going to try my best to rotate those games in so that I don't feel like I'm depriving myself, if that makes any sense. So with that said, we are pretty much done. We went over our calendars. We made sure everything is paid off. We took care of mapping out our debts and making sure those are done. So yeah, we are done. That's simple. 10 minutes. 10 minutes to budget. That's all. 85. Well, thank you for coming along with me. I hope this was educational for you. I know education is not exactly what you come here for YouTube for, but I hope it was a little entertaining seeing how someone budgets. It's not hard. It's honestly, I think people make it more stressful than what it needs to be. So if you want, you can always reach out to me for some advice, or if you want me to look at your budget and help you map out your numbers, just hit me down in the comment section. I would love to connect with you guys. So with that said, have a great rest of your week. Bye.